Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Bianca from craftygirlscricket.com, and today we have quite a project. I cannot wait. We are going to make a DIY Bluey and Bingo costume. So Bluey, little backstory, Bluey is a character from a Disney Junior show called Bluey. So my kids asked me, Halloween's a month away, I asked them what do they want to be, and they said Bluey and Bingo. Well, there are no costumes for that character or either character, except for one really creepy Bluey costume, and it's available for purchase in Australia. So I will be making one. I looked around, no one has made one. There's one picture on Reddit floating around where a lady made it for her kids, but she didn't have any instructions or anything. It was just a picture. So for each outfit, you just basically need some blizzard fleece, some felt, and some kind of closure. It can be zippers, it can be Velcro, it can be snaps, it can be hooks, it doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. And then some form of an outfit of the kid you're sewing it for, or adult for that matter, to use to make your pattern. So this is going to be used for my 5-year-old, and it's a fully and it's not footed, which is a bonus because then I don't have to try to figure out, where to cut the feet off at. So these are just bottom cuffs. So I'm going to use this to make his pattern. I'm just going to use it, make it a lot baggier than this. And don't forget to do seam allowance, whether you're putting it together by sewing machine, by hand, or even hot glue. So if you want to do it by hot glue, all you have to do is hot glue everywhere that I say to sew. So, if I'm going to say sew the sleeves, then you're going to hot glue the sleeves. If I say sew the sides, you're going to hot glue the sides. If I'm saying sew the inseam, you're going to hot glue it. That's basically, you're just going to copy the sewing instructions, but with hot glue gun. I went to Bluey.tv, which is a website for Bluey, and they had a craft on there, which is for a Bluey and Bingo mask. And it's just like a paper mask. You print it out, they color it, they cut it out, and they wear it with like some yarn. I used those to create the patterns for this panel piece that's going to go on the head. And so what I did was I isolated each one of the components on that template and created templates. I'm going to show you guys one character at a time what you need, because not everybody's going to be like me and have to make both of them. One might get lucky and only have one kid that wants one. So I will go through and I'll show you Bluey's stuff, and then I'll show you Bingo's stuff, and then we'll get started. So we'll start with Bluey. So I'm going to make, essentially imagine a footed pajama without the feet and a hood. That's essentially what I'm going to make. It's going to have a zipper up the front. It's going to have cuffs on either side. It's going to have a hood, and on the hood it'll have the face of the character. And that's essentially what I'm going to make. It will have a tail because my kids want a tail, so I'm going to make them a tail. But some of these things are optional, and I'll tell you as we go what you could use instead, or if it's completely optional and you don't need it. So with a zipper, that is optional. I chose a zipper because I didn't think of Velcro first. Honestly, I kind of wish I had gotten Velcro, but I have a zipper, so I'm going to go with a zipper. But if you would like, you can absolutely use Velcro. That's what other costumes do, right? And really, it might have been easier because you could have put Velcro on the back instead of down the front. But again, different story, different day. Today, I got zippers, so I'm going to use zippers. But you can use whatever closure you want for the front or the back. You can use Velcro, hooks, buttons, whatever you can do to open and close for them to put it on. So I've got a zipper. Now Bluey the character, I'll put a picture here so you can see what I'm talking about. Bluey has a patch on her belly of this light blue. And so because where my zipper placement is going to be right down the middle. So I wanted the zipper to match the patch instead of the actual costume because it's going to go here. So that's another tip, is to make sure that if you're going to do this and you're going to have the zipper in the front, make sure it matches. If you're going to have Velcro, then it obviously doesn't matter. But that's what I did, so I have that matching. The next thing you'll need are the pieces for the face and other spots. So for Bluey, I needed this navy blue because she has spots all over her like on her back and on her tail. And then she's got parts on her face that are this dark blue, as well as her ears. So I got 3 of them in hopes that that's enough to make those spots and parts on her face. Now I got this one because her snout and kind of the front of her face is this color. So I grabbed that, and then these are for her nose patches. Her hands, I think, and her feet are these colors. So I grabbed 2 of those. And then for the hood, I wanted the inside to kind of have a pop. I also wanted like a pop of color, and I wanted it to be a little cooler inside the hood because if you guys don't know, I live in Florida, so it's not exactly cold in the winter here. And they're going to use it year round, but I just think, you know, the rest of the costume's fleece, so the hood, if it's on, it's going to be really hot. So this might help a little bit, just kind of keeping the fleece off their face. So this is the color I picked because the outfit is blue, so it's kind of a cute little pop of color, right? So that's what I picked. You don't have to do this. This is completely optional. It's actually an added step, so you don't have to do that if you don't want. Another added step I added, which is also unnecessary, is a tutu. My girl loves fluff, and so do I. And so I thought I'm going to surprise her with a tutu, and it matches her costume. So here's her costume color, and then here's the tutu colors. So they match. I'm going to essentially just make her a tutu that matches the costume. I thought about adding the tutu in the costume, but you know, she wants a tail, and I think it would be smarter for me just to make a tutu separate so that she can wear it whenever she wants and not only when she's wearing the Bluey costume. So that'll probably be a separate video because it's going to be its own tutu anyways. And then, so again, tulle is optional because I'm going to make it into a tutu. The most important piece is the fleece. This is blizzard fleece, which I'm going to use for the costume. I believe I got 3.5 to 4 yards, somewhere in that vicinity. And this wasn't too bad. I mean, it was probably $12, $15 maybe. So it's not a bad price for the entire body of the costume, which is optional. Then I went ahead and got some fleece needles. You don't need them. I just haven't sewn in a while, so I needed to refresh my needles. But universal needles would work just fine. I just got fleece needles because I'm going to be doing a lot of fleece sewing. So let's see. So now I'll show you what you need for Bingo. And I'll put Bingo's picture here so that you can see what Bingo looks like. So they didn't have the exact color I wanted, but it'll have to do. This is kind of like an orange tan. I wanted more of a peach, but I get what I could get, right? So this is what they had, so this is what I got. I got 1.5 yards because Owen's only 3 and he's not as big as she is, so he didn't need as much fabric, which is really nice because I think I paid, I don't know, somewhere in the range of $6 or $7 for this, which is a great deal. This is blizzard fleece, just like the Bingo costume. And then I kept it more simple because he didn't need a tutu. But I got so blizzard fleece for the base, and then these are the colors I got. Now I'm going to need white and black for Bluey as well because these are just for the eyes, but because you won't be using a lot, I only got 1 black and 1 white for both because it's just going to be the eyes and then the pupils. So that's all you need for these. So you need a black and a white. And then Bingo has patches on her face, as you can see in the picture, that are like a dark orange. So that's what these are for. And then she has her belly patch is this light cream. She has the face piece that's light cream. Her muzzle is light cream. And then she has spots on her tail and kind of on her back that are this light cream. So I got 3 of them. Hopefully that'll be enough. And then because her tummy patch is this cream, I got the closest zipper I could find that was in stock at the Joann's that I went to. And that will be his zipper for the front closure of his costume. And then, just like his sister, I got him just a bit of a pop color. This isn't exactly the color I would have picked to go with tan, but he loves blue. And Sophia picked it out, so he's getting blue swirls. And that will be his hood liner, but that is optional. If you don't have time or you don't want to sew the outfit, I have 2 tips for that, 2 shortcuts. One shortcut would be getting a hoodie that's like this color, or you could dye yourself a hoodie. Like if you have a white hoodie, or you buy a white hoodie because you can't find the right color you want. I have a post on craftygirlscricket.com that is the instructions for this, and at the bottom I have a whole list of alternatives. So I list, Velcro instead of zippers, and I also list what you could do to make the right color. So you could buy a jumper suit kind of thing off Amazon. It was $30 for the one I found, so I was like, I'll just make it myself, thank you, because that would have been $60 for both, and I still would have had to buy dye, all of the face pieces, because you still have to make it into the costume. So for me, it just made more sense just to make it myself. But if you're short on time, or you don't like to sew, or this is a little bit too much, then just add the face pieces to the footed outfit or a hoodie. The ones I saw were white, and so you would be able to use a mixture of dyes to create the 2 different colors for the costumes. So I'm going to make sure I include that in the blog post. So if you scroll to the bottom under the notes, you'll see the exact recipe basically of the different colors you'll need to create these colors. And that way you can use a white hoodie, you can use a white onesie thing to create it, and then just add the face. But side tip, if you're going to use Velcro, I would not use the self-adhesive because it's not going to last. You can use iron-on, because that will adhere to it and it'll last a lot longer for opening and closing. But if you're going to do the sewing Velcro, I would suggest going to the section of the store that is by the yard Velcro, because it's going to almost always be cheaper. You can tell them, I need this much Velcro on the little spool, and it'll be like $1. But if you go over to prepackaged Velcro area, it's going to be like $6 for, like 40 Velcro dots. Well, I don't need that many. I need like 4 dots. So you can go over to the Velcro by the yard area. It's usually by the embellishments. So like, the ribbon and elastic and all that kind of stuff. Let's get started. So when you go around sewing this, I also cut some 3-inch strips and sewed them to the wrist as cuffs. Okay, so I totally forgot to do this portion back when I made my tail. If I had done it correctly, I would have only created the rectangle for the beginning part of the tail, and then I would have sewn that to these cream ends, because Bingo has a cream end at the end of her tail, as well as spots. I would have added the spots before sewing the two pieces together, but because I forgot, I'm going to go ahead and sew it over now. It's not going to look as nice, but this is an option if you also forgot to do this step. But normally I would have just sewn these pieces as a part of the original tail rather than trying to sew on top of the stuffing. But I just wanted to let you guys know what in the world's going on right now. But dun, 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 finished product. How good does that look? I know, it's so pretty, right? It's so cute. Turned out great. In a minute, I'll get my little 3-year-old model. No, I'm just kidding. But I will. I'll go get him. He can wear it for you. I also made a Bluey one, so let me go grab it. So there we have it. We've got a Bluey and a Bingo. Sophia's, my 8-year-old's, is a little bigger, as you can see, but it's the same concept, just ×2. I do recommend doing the tail this way, which is before I ever sewed the tail together, I just did fleece and then just went ahead and sewed the felt with a seam here individually on each side, and then went through and sewed the whole thing together, where on this one I forgot and I sewed it all one big felt fleece piece and then had to go and sew on the pieces because I forgot and I wasn't going to completely take it apart. So but you have your completed pieces. We've got spots on either side, we've got a tail on the back, we've got the tummy patch, and then you've got the adorable face, and then her pop of color is a yellow polka dot liner for her hood. And I'm not going to even bother finishing this edge, but you could fold it down, you could get some bias tape to run along the edge. I'm not going to bother, but you could though. It's not going to fray, so I'm not going to mess with it, but you could just fold it down for a simple line, but I'm not doing that tonight. Yep, that's it. How cute. They're going to love it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this helps you make your own costume. Even if it's not Bluey and Bingo, these suits are great for whatever costume you want your character to be. But dun 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 dun, we have our completed outfits. Turn around, Sophia. Let me see, Owen. You can turn around? Turn around, Owen. Spin around. Let me see your tail. So cute. Everybody's got their tails. Everybody's happy. Let me see. Look down. Bluey and Bingo. Feel free to check out craftygirlcricket.com. I hope this helped you out. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.